All right, there we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Bruce, and today on my channel we have the lovely Janet from Another Planet with me.
So,
This is usually a day where we talk about movies, but because this week was kind of weird because I have a on-call situation with work right now, I've got this uh, thing going on where I might get a phone call, and I really couldn't plan for much. But there's some stuff going on in the news where I don't want to ignore it. Janet, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. I did some stuff out in my coops and I'm done with that. Made some errands and came home, took a bath, and now I'm gonna hang out with you while I turn plastic bags into Flarn.
We're not gonna do this so long. We're gonna be probably less than an hour and a half.
Okay, that's fine.
Now on X today, it was
Mhm.
interesting because I don't know if you saw it, but the Patriot Front got attacked. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
You
I
know,
haven't
okay,
really been on X this morning.
okay, well,
Sorry.
it's kind of interesting. There's a little group of people that look like feds,
Yeah,
and
they're definitely feds.
they're called the Patriot Front, but they look like feds. They all got the same build, the same fucking watch, the same everything. And the Proud Boys, the Proud Boys got a hold of the Patriot Front today, and this was earlier, Nashville, Tennessee.
hmm
But they started unmasking these guys.
Good. They should take their masks off and take pictures of all of them. They've done that a few times and they still haven't proven who these people are. But they're all cowards if they're going to wear masks, you know?
So I just thought we'd open with that. That gives me some hope because it just seems like they're just a instigation group. I want to make right wingers look bad. Instantly, let's grab all the light melanin count feds we got and we'll put them in these outfits. These guys, they don't eat enough bacon. They look like they might lift weights, but they don't like do
They
real
don't
work.
look like they get any sun at all. Every time I've ever seen them, they're all pale.
Yeah,
They're all like, they don't get enough vitamin D, you know?
I agree
They're
with that.
very pale.
Um, we
At least have
have
a
that.
farmer's tan,
Yeah, and that
you know?
that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, they're very boring looking. I mean, God, I hate sounding like such a POC whenever I say that, but the Proud Boys
What's
stomped the
funny,
shit out of them.
what's really funny is the fact that uh, they think that we are so stupid that we would just accept them as a bunch of Nazi uh, black haters or something, conservatives, because to me, I don't even put that in the word conservative,
Hmm.
you know, conservatives aren't Nazis and conservatives aren't, don't hate people because of their race.
No,
So, because I know black, I know Hispanic, I know Asian, I know all different races of people that are conservative. So I don't know why they think that a bunch of us would believe that they could be possibly be um, conservatives. I don't
so
know. It just to me, it's stupid. The people running this group and running groups like that apparently don't really understand conservatives at all.
they never do. They
So
never do.
it doesn't make any sense. But how come one of our groups hasn't followed these people home to find out where they go and who they really are? You know what I'm saying?
That
Why
would
haven't
be something
have
we could definitely delve into that a little bit. It just seems kind of weird. Like what I'm thinking is that these guys go into like public areas or
Mhm.
private businesses with large restrooms. They take their bag with them or something, and then like while they're in the bathroom, they get out of their outfit like some faux Superman, and then they look like a normal
I
person. They
watched a documentary
go ahead.
about 3 years ago, and they were trying to find out some of these panhandlers. It was in Las Vegas, and they followed a few of them, and most of them were just panhandlers. They were just street people, lived under a bridge or whatever else. But a few
they
of
make
them,
you think you do.
well, that's where they followed them for days with hidden cameras and stuff to find out where they lived, where they slept, things like that. That's what I'm talking about. So what they did, they found two people, and one was a woman, one was a man, and they found out by following them. And what they did was they waited until the next day because they knew where they're going to park and where they're going to get out. And they get out of their really nice Escalades, and fancy, huge, nice. Both of them had like Suburbans or whatever, big SUV type vehicles. They get out, and they're in their raggedy, tore up, nasty looking clothes. And then they go and walk a half a block or so to the place that they normally panhandle. And they panhandle all day, and they make thousands of dollars a week. And that's all they do. And then they go back and they drive back to this real nice neighborhood, nice houses that are at least, $500,000 homes. And that's what they were doing. And that's how they made the money, tax free. So people do scam you. And I have caught people that in one small town, they had this older man, but he had a woman that looked way older than him, like old enough to be his mother, but supposedly was his wife. And he would put her in a wheelchair after they parked their car on the side of the road by the interstate. And he'd have her sitting towards the back in her wheelchair, and he would, be holding a sign, acting like he ran out of gas. Would you mind giving us money or driving me up there and help me get my little thing filled with gas? And it worked. Okay. So what happens is over and over and over again, they would just go back and forth to their car until they got whatever amount of money they wanted for that day. And then they would go up and go eat lunch or whatever else. So, and finally I guess they got arrested enough times or got, for panhandling or whatever they call it, whatever those different laws are, that they stopped doing it. But there's a lot of people that abuse people like us because we're Christians or because we're conservative and we want to help people, knowing that we're going to help them. And you just hand them $20 instead of saying, hey, I'll take you over here and I'll buy you something to eat, something like that. So, we just have to be more careful about who we give our money to instead of just handing it to people because they're in the parking lot or, begging, stuff like that. So, because we're getting ripped off. And then most of those people that are begging from you are probably not true conservatives. They're probably just people who live off the system and they just want to make a few extra bucks. And they think that you and I are a bunch of suckers because we're willing to hand over some money. You know what I mean?
That's the interesting thing.
Did you hear the baby crying in the background?
I do.
Okay, that was the baby, the doll I'm telling you about that's talking. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm thinking these guys like get changed kind of like a homeless person gets changed after they do their like 1 or 2 day shift of staying under a bridge and getting smelly. These guys go get changed and they turn into regular people and nobody knows what the fuck they look like because they wore masks during their whole charade. And then,
but if some group of people, like 20 people to go and just hang out and let them do their parade, walk around and act nonchalant, like a person that's undercover, and then just follow these people to different places, go into stores and have another person come out or whatever, have it all set up to different angles. Like, they're hanging out in this place and you have someone 2 blocks away or whatever, watching with binoculars or whatever, and you just follow these people, find a few of them and follow them and find out where they go home, and then you can look them up and see whether or not they work for the government. I mean, it's real simple. I just can't believe someone hasn't done it already. There has to have been somebody that's done it and they confronted them and they got paid off, something like that. It's on non-disclosures, those illegal non-disclosures that you can put in prison for, like Trump.
I don't know. I'm gonna hold my opinion on it. I think they haven't done it yet, or if they have, like whoever's pushing the Patriot Front has a bottomless amount of money. Like maybe it is a Soros, or maybe it is like a Gates or Epstein amount of resources there that just sweeps shit under rugs. Who knows? Hey, Mike issues 4. I'm curious about this, and I want to see how this develops. I think this is an interesting story because that's the only place I saw this information was on Twitter. I haven't seen it anywhere else pop up, even on the right wing conservative or other news sites. Somebody got live footage of the Patriot Front getting rolled in the street, and it made me happy. So we'll see how this works out. Yeah. Any news? Do you have a news article you want to throw at us? Because if not, I'll go to the next one on my.
No, go ahead. I don't have one yet. I was thinking about it earlier. A couple that we talked about on the Friday Night Shit Show. I'm always putting something in the Friday Night Shit Show chat. Everything that I see.
About 10 minutes ago, me and Janet were behind the scenes talking about this report here. Apparently, this week, shit is going to hit the fan. When Congress returns on Monday, all eyes are on Nancy Pelosi as the Democrats want Biden gone by the end of the week. Okay. Kind of an interesting development for Patriot Month. That wasn't expecting this on my bingo card, but okay, we'll take it. Colin Linebarger says Axios on Sunday dropped an explosive report that a fast-growing number of Democrats are begging and plotting an intervention as Dementia Joe refuses to quit the presidential race. Dementia Joe does not refuse to quit. Jill refuses to quit being first lady. Hunter refuses to step aside for some other first kid. They want everybody from the Obamas to congressional leaders to pursue Biden to drop out by Friday. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to have to resort to the law. And I mean, watching a Democrat have to use the law lawfully is going to be like watching a fucking vampire have to walk out in sunlight to go to Target or something. This is going to be funny because they're going to have to go through the 25th Amendment to do this right. And that was something they were really wanting to push onto Trump, according to the media. The media kept, having the story like, oh, we're going to take the 25th Amendment against Trump. Trump wasn't bedridden or shitting his pants. He wasn't losing cognitive function. Joe, on the other hand, sorry, dude, you had a good run. You had 40 years in government, but now you're at the point where you just want to eat gravy and ice cream. That's it. So if Biden were to endorse a Veep Harris as nominee, she'd need time to ramp up and pick a running mate. And if he does not anoint, there'd be a frenzy among governors and ambitious Democrats to try to win a nomination at the Democratic convention in Chicago in mid-August. That would be funny. Chicago is already going to have problems. I believe this weekend they already had 58 shootings. They're not even trying to uphold the law in Chicago right now.
Well, have you seen the videos coming out from Washington, D.C., showing people just whole flash mobs going in and robbing whole stores, just taking everything?
Yeah, like 42 people went to one place in California.
Yeah, different places, different things like that. But the thing is that what you see in Washington, D.C., New York, and California is what they want for every state. That's what they want the whole United States to be like.
They can want that, but I think at some point the martial law mentality takes over and you start seeing people starting to defend. We get a rooftop Korean mindset across our neighborhoods. And, you start seeing dads, uncles, responsible people policing their own neighborhoods, which is actually a more desired effect than having a corrupt police system.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that happen for crime-ridden areas like Illinois or big cities. I'm going to go here and just go shopping. I'm not a threat. I don't get shot. This other guy goes somewhere with a mask on and he's got obvious bulges in his clothing. He's probably going to get detained by the local authority. That doesn't matter if it's badged or not. It's just that there are certain.
Yeah, but just like I showed an interview the other night with Tucker talking to Bannon before he was going to go to prison, right? And the thing is that Bannon was talking about in Washington, D.C., that they have felonies that are not going to court, okay, because they're pursuing a few people for January 6th misdemeanors. So they don't care about the law, okay? And as long as their neighborhood and their house with their gate around it, and they can walk their dog in their little gated community, and go to their gym and go shopping and do whatever they want without their lives being disrupted. See, they don't give a shit about you and me being our neighborhoods being riddled with crime, and us, mom not being able to walk her kid to the park or anything without being beat up and assaulted, or having her child kidnapped, or whatever. They don't care. See, until the money runs out, or they start getting their homes robbed every day, and their cars robbed, their cars stolen, them getting assaulted when they're trying to walk their dog, until that happens to them every day, and they see what life is like for us, they don't give a shit. And see that nothing will change until they are affected. Same thing with any big corporation. A big corporation is going to keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again until the money dries up. When the money stops coming in, they start going, well, somebody's not buying our stuff. Oh, I wonder why, and then all of a sudden, ding, the light goes off, and they realize, oh, we're getting screwed because we're stupid asses and we're trying to sell them a buttload of shit that falls apart the first time you use it. And they're getting smart, and they don't want to buy our stuff, so they're going somewhere else to get a better product, that kind of stuff. Until something affects them, why should they change? They don't give a shit. It doesn't affect them.
No, it doesn't affect the elites at all until it's in their own neighborhood. Then they want them to get change.
Yeah, just remember, what was it? One busload of illegals was taken to that neighborhood. And then they were all like, oh, we got to fix this. We can't have this happening to us. See, once it affects them in any form, then we'll start seeing real change. But until then, they don't care. And then if you and I try to fight to defend our neighborhood, then we're the bad guy. Oh, see, we're the Nazis. So it just sucks. It really sucks. It's bullshit.
So anyway, they're talking about how they want to get this. This is what's broken through the Beltway bubble this week. They're talking about Axios has got this communication going on where they want the big money Dem donors to want to have Biden completely move out. 1 in 11 seems like they want Biden to stay, and that's big money people. And there's a lot of people that want him out, but they're not vocal about it to a large degree because the fact they feel that they can't get the same traction, or they can't get the same unity on the party like they did with Joe. Like whenever that one schlup said, Biden's my guy, and all of a sudden everybody else falls apart except for Bernie and Tulsi, that's what he's talking about. They are feeling that they can't get the party to unite behind anybody else, so we're stuck with Biden. That's interesting. Yep. But that tells me that the elites really don't give a shit who the puppet is. They just want the control.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it feels like to me, Janet. They just want the control.
That's it. And as long as they have it or think they have it, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. As soon as they feel like they're losing it, they got to change strategies. They got to turn the ship a little bit to go back into where the money's coming in and where people are listening to them, people are fondling over them. See, or they start a crisis and then they have to swoop in and save everyone from the crisis, and everybody's looking up to them. Oh, thank you for saving us. See, that's the two different ways that I see any change happening when it comes to the left. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. So I'll be proven wrong sooner or later. Well, oh, hi, Papa Cotton.
Lady's like, I disagree. Multiple politicians have been robbed and assaulted. Yeah, I know. Major corporations will just work out with the deep state and manipulate the market, and tax dollars will continue to bail out things, and your money will continue to go downhill. We will eventually be Europe, which actually right now, France makes me very happy because France has got some serious riots going on. They're not as popular as they were last week. Le Pen beat Macron, and she's a serious right winger, right mindset, freedom loving French lady. A lot of people in France are very freedom minded. It's just the ones that were in power for so long are not. And so you have situations and problems that you have because people don't have a spine. And that's a problem with France typically. I hate to say that.
Did you see? I don't know what country it was, but I remember someone was talking about it in the space that they saw a news outlet talking about it. And I don't remember which one it was, but I'm sure we could find it really quickly. That they just passed a law saying that the parents can transgender their child at birth.
Really? I haven't seen that yet.
So I will. I'll have to get on there and look it up. But yeah, I was like, so we think we're going ahead by a step or two, but we're really going backward by 2 steps. It seems like more and more and more, which is really, really sickening if you think about it. You know what I mean? It's bad. Mm-hmm. So, but I'll look it up. I'll look
in the UK. In the UK, did you see that they got this little kid that got elected to the Labour MP?
No.
From Northwest Cambridgeshire. So this kid gets hired on to be the Labour MP for Northwest Cambridgeshire, and he speaks to BBC about being the man for the job. And he says, nobody's been able to explain to me why being older makes you better at the job. Okay, he can say that, he can feel that way, but he doesn't understand how reality works. Reality works is like, if you've been around a while, you kind of understand how life goes and how things are. Look at this little mega mind motherfucker. Look at that guy. Doesn't he look like a cartoon villain?
Yeah. I mean, he looks like he's got, what is that disease when your head swells? It fills with fluid.
Water on the brain is all I can think of.
Yeah. There's another meningitis or something like that. I mean, that's terrible. Are you sure that's not fixed to make him look like he's got a bigger head than normal?
No, this is the BBC footage I've gone through.
And what did he do? What was he? He's
a new MP for Northwest Cambridgeshire. It looks like the comments on X. By the way, guys,
holy shit!
I don't like X that much, but the comment thread, the memes on X are well with it.
Jesus. These are terrible, but I can see why they're doing it. But yeah, encephalitis. That's it. Look up encephalitis and you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks like this kid had encephalitis. Yeah. Mars attack. That's what the ack was. That's horrible. That's horrible, but funny. It is funny.
So.
Yeah, I think it's Germany. So let me, I think it's Germany that's doing it. Let me click on this link. I'm going to read this.
That would make me sad because Germany usually, well, I mean, no, they're being really stupid in Germany right now. They gave away most of the nation to a bunch of Turkish immigrants, which there's nothing wrong with Turkey. Go back there and live, fucker. But.
Well, this is what I'm reading right now. It just says, for children under the age of 14, the law will require parents to submit all relevant documentation for them to change their legal names and things like that, while children over the age of 14 would be able to submit the documentation themselves for the approval of their legal name representation. So in Germany, a child can say, well, I don't like my name as Robert. I want to be Robin legally because they want to be a girl now. So they can do it without their parents at 14. If anyone ever came to me and told me that, my child, she doesn't want to be a girl anymore. She wants to be a boy. And you have to let her transition. I would say, well, then I'm not paying for her. I'll make her a ward of the state and you guys can take care of her and pay for all her stuff because I'm not going to do it. Because if I say no, they're going to put me in jail. So then I'll have to give up all legal responsibility for her. And that's what they want, I think. They want us to hand all our kids to them, give up their rights to them, or put us in prison.
Give your child to the state. You don't know what you're doing. Give your child over to the state because the government knows right. correct?
Yeah,
I mean,
see,
Tuskegee was just
that's what I think that they want
that
us
was
to
just a
do.
bot PR job. I don't know what you guys are
Mhm.
talking about. Do you have anything that you want me to share, Janet?
No, I haven't been able to find that thing yet, and I'm still looking for the
Janet's looking for that
whole thing.
thing. Get some Hawk
Do
Tua on it,
what?
girl. Janet's looking for that thing. Get some Hawk Tua on it, girl. Okay.
No, you just keep showing stuff, and if I can find something, I'll bring it up.
So I just mind the Gateway Pundit because that's what Drudge Report used to be like this years
Yeah.
ago. Retired two-star general found dead at California base by Anthony Scott. NCIS is investigating the death of retired two-star whose body was discovered at 29 Palms Marine Base in California. San Bernardino County coroner's records revealed Major General William Mullen, 59, was found dead at 29 Palms Military Base yesterday on Saturday. Mara Rodriguez, who serves as a San Bernardino County Sheriff spokesperson, shared the NCIS investigating the death of the base. They reported his body was discovered in Building 1651 or 1651, which is part of the Marine Corps Communication Electronics School. No understanding as to what happened, but just was found dead. And here's some of the ex-dispatch there. We're looking at circumstances. Death of a Major General whose body was discovered at Marine Base on Saturday. He was found deceased, and that's all they have confirmed. Then this paragraph says the same fucking thing I just read. So they have yet to determine the cause of death. We'll get back to you whenever we can invent one that doesn't point back to the jab.
Okay, I got something I want to share.
Sure. Here we go.
Okay, this happened yesterday. Did you hear about it?
No.
It says that Pennsylvania state capitol has been evacuated after state senators and representatives received serious bomb threat from the pro-Palestine protester who threatened to murder them in the name of Palestine. So basically, they all received this on emails and stuff to the office where they were in the building. And then has pictures, see, like these pictures right here. Can you see it, or did it get?
I can see it very plainly.
Okay. So it's showing the different things of them searching the grounds with bomb dogs and stuff because they were threatened that they were going to blow the place up. And they said, I'll read the rest of it in just a second. I just wanted to share these photos. This is what it said, though. It said, he sent this email to all lawmakers and claimed he planted bombs around the state capitol with the intention of triggering one device every few hours until Joe Biden goes on national television and publicly denounces the illegitimate state of Israel. So where was any of this? Nothing. Did you see it on the news?
No.
Now, see, if this was anything to do with a Christian religion or let's say the Amish or something, it would have been plastered all over everything. But because it was a Muslim group, Palestinians, they didn't bother to tell anyone about it. It's not news, see, when it doesn't fit their narrative. I think that's pretty disgusting. That was one of the things I wanted to show you. That was in the shit show chat. But isn't it funny how they're so they conveniently pick and choose what they want to put on the news? To me, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why they hate you and me. They hate people like us that are on X and other apps or have small YouTube channels or Rumble or Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is that we share information on. They absolutely hate us because they don't want what we say to come out. I got to go get my show from the other night. I wanted to show you something I thought was hilarious. Maybe it's on my X. Let me look real quick on my profile.
Linus star Mike Heslin has suddenly aged. He suddenly, at age 30, died from cardiac arrest. Doctors have no explanation. Interesting. Young, handsome boy has died suddenly at the mere age of 30. He was on an Amazon series Linus and the film Holiday Proposal Plan, which has been hospitalized for a week before he finally succumbed to a heart attack on last Tuesday.
Yeah.
His husband, James Wilson, confirmed his passing on social media where he goes by the name Scotty Dynamo. Why does that sound like a porn name? Okay. On July 2nd, my husband, best friend, and soulmate passed away from unexpected cardiac arrest event after a long battle in the hospital. He was young in perfect health, and doctors have no explanation for what happened. Was it AIDS? Okay.
And who was it that died? What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Mike Heslin.
Oh, that's right. I shared that with you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
A young actor that died. Because every time I see someone that just dies, it wasn't a suicide, that just died
Just died.
at such a young age, to me, I think we should tell everyone, did they get the shot? You know, that should be something that should be looked into. Yeah. But I got something else I want to share. This was on my timeline. I shared it this morning because I thought it was hilarious. Can you see it?
Here we are.
Okay, I said this is funny. I had to post it under my video. See right under here. Can you read that?
Yep.
Okay.
Not like conclusively. It's like at 3 pixels, but
yeah. Hold on.
Like,
let me. See
they've added context.
Yeah, it says United Nations climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. The reason I thought this was so funny is I did this on the Friday Night Shit Show, so everybody in the chat that knows that they watch this, we talked about, lots of different subjects like we always do. But what was funny is I showed a video from NBC from 42 years ago about climate change. And in the video, they showed the coasts all the way around the United States of America and how far in the water has come because of the ice caps melting. That Florida was basically a little too thick of a strip of land was all that was left. And we talked about that. I was pointing that out. And I said, and they're still spitting out the same exact crap because it's not true. Okay, it's lies. And that's what I said, lies that they're still spreading. And I was able to put this on X. And look, it's still up. But see, they couldn't take down my video because I used their own propaganda against them in my show. But so they labeled me. They put a label right here underneath my video. So anyone who goes to see the Friday Night Shit Show is going to see that they're proving that climate change is real and it's caused by man. So I had to share that with you. I think it's a fucking bullshit.
Here's something that I just Googled because I saw this in chat mentioned.
Yeah.
Eva Marie Saint. She turned 100 3 days ago. And
wow.
Yeah, she's the literally last living legends of Hollywood's golden age. And she's on a lot of TCM. If you have parents or relatives that like TCM, she's on the waterfront. She's in North by Northwest. She's in a whole bunch of big movies. But this lady is a fucking star and a half.
Yeah, but she's led a great life to still be alive and being able to do anything or just to live life at over 100. What a good life she must have led.
That's her in A Hat Full of Rain when she was 30. North by Northwest with Cary Grant, greatest movie of the 50s in my opinion. Even better than Forbidden Planet. I know, sounds weird. This is 36 Hours, which I have yet to watch. The Sandpiper, I've seen this.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. My mom used to watch a lot of black and white movies, but I don't remember. I'm trying to. That kind of looks familiar.
This looks very familiar. People Like Us.
What is that one?
This is a 1990 film, and it was popular at the time. It got an award from it got her a Primetime Emmy for being outstanding and off to the side. Dennis, I forget what his last name is, but he was in a bunch of good movies.
Yeah, I recognize him too.
Connie
and
Sellecca,
her.
Connie Sellecca used to be on America's Greatest American Hero. She was Miss Franny and Because of Winn-Dixie. Martha Kent in Superman Returns. Which,
Okay, I remember her from that. That was a TV show, right?
no, this was 2006's poorly restarted Superman movie.
Oh,
Not a
then
bad movie, but just
she
it
looks
wasn't
familiar
Superman.
in that photo, but I don't remember seeing that movie. No.
That movie's terrible. It's like the worst version of Superman, worse than Man of Steel, because Superman has the same. I believe in truth, justice, and the American way. Well, they didn't say in the American way in 2006's Superman, which is why it failed. And I know that sounds to be a very nationalist statement, but we're going historically. Superman has always said that. And just because you don't like America because you've listened to the fucking, what is that, American Idiot CD, just because you listen to that for the last 2 years doesn't mean that you can't be proud of the nation. And then she
Yeah.
was in Legend of Korra, Last Airbender. Meryl Streep's now 75 now too, by the way, and nobody gives a shit. But I thought that was something kind of neat to say. What did they do? You have anything new to share with me as well?
No, not yet. Sorry. I
Okay.
see someone in the chat named Tina. I was just trying to think if that's the same Tina I know from X
Might
or
be.
not. So I don't know, but she's on your channel, not mine. So,
Hi, Tina. How are you today?
so I was asking.
So, yeah, Rumble will tolerate free speech to a point. They've banned content creators for being too open with information. No platform is immune to the ban hammer being swung, sadly. Yeah, that's a problem. We were supposed to have Arizona Bay, no icebergs, acid rain, no more petroleum reserves left, etc. We don't have any. He's releasing another 100 million barrels of oil out of the oil reserve, which is a crippling thing. If we actually have to go to war, that's going to cause us some real issues, because if we stop pumping oil, that's already been given out, and it's only going to the East Coast anyway. Russians are coming 2 times in North and Northwest, or 2 my Eva Marie Saint favorite movies. Yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
See. 2 things first. I'll put a couple buttons on invent and page it. Okay, I'll do that. And number 2, I deleted the one like this. Okay, I can do that for you. It was me, Janet, says Tina.
Oh, it is her. Okay. Good. I thought I was like, hey, it looks like the same picture, but I want to make sure, I didn't want to say hi to somebody that wasn't the person I thought it was. But here's something I want to share too. It's funny. I shared it on the Friday Night Shit Show. So just give me a second. I gotta pull it up.
Right over there.
I don't really saw it. I think it's.
I got a funny article I got to read after this.
This is funny. Okay. Can you see this right here?
Here we go.
Okay. The other night I opened my show with this on the Friday Night Shit Show because I was trying to tell men never sample something if you don't ask permission first. Okay. Because if he would have asked her when she sat down, he would have stopped himself from a world of hurt. But because he tried to sneak himself a snack without asking first, he got screwed. So, okay, I'm going to make sure the volume's up. Okay, it's on. Here we go. You are my right. What a dumbass. Have you ever done that before? Any of you guys?
No.
It was probably like a combination of Nair and shaving cream, and he goes on with his mouth.
I have.
I just thought that was so funny.
I've seen the greatest instructional movie of all time, which is called Undercover Brother.
Yeah.
Undercover Brother teaches you as a man, don't eat food that's white. So no more horseradish, no more mayonnaise, no more stuff like that. And every time they dip the butter knife in the mayonnaise, when they do that, Mike is used for. Have a good day, my friend.
Right. Well, the thing is, she first sat down and put the bowl there and he looked at it, okay,
Yeah.
and he would have said, "Hey, can I have a taste?" She would have said, "No, it's for me, my legs." Okay, is what she would have said. But
If
he
she was the
didn't. He
real
waited
one,
until she turned away and was doing something else, and he grabbed it and took a taste because he thought it was dip, or I don't know what he thought it was. But he's a dumbass. That's all I got to say. I
if she
just
would
thought
have
that
been a
was
real
so
one, she
funny.
would have just said, "Go ahead and try it."
Well, I
Janet,
wouldn't.
I could see you doing that to your hubby. I
Well,
could see
if he
you
was an
doing that.
asshole and I wanted him to, suffer a little, I probably wouldn't have told him. I would have said, "Sure, take a taste. It's pretty good." So I said, "It works well. Works great. It works wonders, whatever." But
Yeah.
the fact that you see him when he first takes a bite and he's like going, because he knows it tastes like shit. Sorry, I'm still laughing about it because it's just so funny. I just loved it. I shared that video and I even bookmarked it because I thought, oh my God, to see a guy get what he deserves because he tried to sneak something. It's just funny. So men, don't sample things unless you know what you're sampling.
Six Nation says, I heard a tale. My dad had a habit of stealing fries from people's plates when they'd be eaten out. And that worked until my mom stabbed his hand with a fork.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting. Hey, now that's another reason why I hate to say this, but years ago I had a job for a short amount of time in a restaurant, and there was this woman, and she had been there for years, many years, as she was a waitress. And I started work when I started working there. I'd go to the kitchen to get your tray, right, to take out to give your customers, and I'd watch her get her tray, put their plates on it, and start taking it out. And she'd be eating French fries on everybody's plates on this tray on her way out. So after that, after I worked there and saw her do that, I never order French fries unless they're the ones handed to you through the window. I never order them anymore. Not something that I think that the waiter or waitress can eat off my plate as they're walking out to serve me. Isn't that terrible?
Mm-hmm.
But you learn over time. You just don't trust people. Sorry, especially when you work in the food industry. Like you've told me many times that when you've gone and you went to suck out the grease, if it was too clean, that you were like going, what do they manufacture here?
Okay.
Because it means this shouldn't be edible for people if bugs won't even eat it.
So we had there's one last funny thing I'll pull off the Gateway Pundit before I get to a different news site. So the New York Post warns that Kamala Harris will be a DEI president. Just say the N-word. And the leftists completely melt down. They read this and they're like, oh my God, no. And Rupert Murdoch's New York Post newspaper has declared that Kamala Harris, Camel Toe Harris, would be a president for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And she was chosen as Biden's running mate for the sole reason she's a black woman. Currently,
well, she's not really black, but she has darker skin.
She's not lily white, is what they're saying.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying she's not African American.
She's not a ginger. She's not from the Isle of Man. She's definitely from somewhere else, and it's funny. But they are complaining that she's a DEI person, and it's destroying businesses that go into DEI. And the American public may soon. That's the advertisement. They're going to have the Democrat Party is going to be unable to break the DEI stranglehold, especially with Kamala Harris parodying this shit all the time. And the left-wing activists are unable to contain disgust and horror. Gavin Newsom screams, Joe Biden's our president. This is straight up racist. And America may soon be subjected to the country's first DEI president. And that's why Gavin Newsom has got his pants in, wad, because he doesn't want to see that, and the Post is effectively calling Harris. I can't believe I'm looking at that. I'm like, oh my God, where's that old prospector from fucking where's he at?
You know what? The only time I've ever used that word is in a song, and it was a song by CeeLo Green, and he was singing it. His backup singers were singing it in a song, and that's the only time I've ever really used that word
Very
because it was in
rarely
a
do I
song.
say it with any malice. Like I usually use it because it's the title of a movie I like.
Mhm.
Like, something that Fred Williamson wrote 2 movie scripts that were turned into movies. He wrote the script for the Nigger Charlie, and he wrote the script for Boss Nigger,
Yeah,
which are 2
I never even heard of either one of those
for
movies.
their time. They're good. They're a good reflection as to what was going on in Hollywood at the time because they fell in love with Shaft, and they had to get somebody that looked good. And Fred Williamson looked like a great looking guy, and he was an ex footballer. They used Fred the Hammer Williamson, and
Yeah,
so they gave him a script.
was it like a mafia movies or something?
Most of his films are just like Man with Gun. The Boss Nigger movie he is with a friend of his, and they go into a white town in the West, and they straighten the town up, and some of the women kind of get a little the moisture in the oyster is flowing. It's a funny film,
Where do you
but
come up with names? These names for Snatch. You just crack me up. But go
when
ahead.
you're a guy, you just can't say Vagine all the time, okay? And
It's just
Vagine
funny.
sounds terrible.
I mean, you're the first person I ever heard call it a bad gene too. So,
Bob's and Vagine, because that's what the Indian boys like.
snapper, clapper, clam, bearded clam,
Yeah.
taco, sideways sloppy Joe. I mean, I've heard so many.
Fur burger.
Yeah, fur burger.
I love
I
Fur
don't
burger.
know.
Fur burger's great.
It just cracks me up. Yeah, because I don't know why most people even would call it a fur burger because most people don't even have fur anymore. I mean, they shave it, most of them, right?
It's disgusting, in my opinion. I mean, give us a landing strip. Give us something to rub hairs with. What type of man shaves his balls? I mean, seriously, do you guys
Well, all I know is
well,
I don't go and have a lady fix mine up. You know what I'm saying? I don't go and have it professionally done or any of that stuff.
no stunt bush for you, huh? Okay.
Well, I don't have 70s bush or whatever. I've been in a couple of sets where they had ladies and they specifically hired them because they were doing a certain time, and they had to look a certain way. So the ladies had to have a lot of bush.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen that, but you never
Bruno
know.
Amato is screaming, New York Post is still rooting for Hitler's nephew. That's kind of funny. And a photo of inside the New York Post editorial office. I know we're reporting on stuff on X, but X seems to be the mover and shaker of news right now. I know you guys might not agree with that, and that's fine.
No, I do. I get lots of my stuff for the show because you're not going to get real stuff. It's like I said, the mainstream media does not. They're propagandists. They only tell you what the government says to tell. Tell them this, tell them that. Don't tell them this. To me, that's not the news. That's propaganda. You get more facts and news from this app and a couple others, and YouTube and Rumble. Live streamers. They're the ones you're going to get the facts from, and that's sad, but that's fact of life. But hold on, I've got something. Let me see if I can.
I miss the days of humor and general fuckery. That's what I wish we had.
Yeah, this was something that happened over the 4th, and I shared it on my timeline because I thought it was pretty scary about what happened in Texas down in Padre Island.
Oh, the shark.
Yeah, do you want to show it? The actual video?
You have to share it first. There we go.
Yeah, I got it. See it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that.
So down in Corpus Christi, or off Corpus Christi, between Corpus and Victoria, looks like they had 4 or more shark attacks. Some reports were saying up to 7. But the attacks were fairly small. Oh, by the way, this isn't a show for kids. So if your kid is watching this, Send them outside to the sandbox or the fucking just outside, away from phones. Here they are dragging this poor lady up after she had her calf ripped
And
off.
see up here, this is one of the ladies that was attacked on the 4th of July in Texas, Nicole. And they just pulled her out of the water, and someone's going to run over and
Expand
take
the
it help.
photo. Expand your view, the viewer.
Oh, I
Make it
hear?
big. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. There we
You're
go.
good.
I forget.
I mean, not really seeing a whole lot there, but it's not until the end of the video where you see just how much is really done.
But you're going to see in a little bit, we get to see the actual shark.
She lost her calf.
Yeah, her whole calf. You'll see it. You've already, if you were looking at her leg, you could already see that she was the whole calf is gone. You'll have to have her leg amputated probably down. As you can see, there's nothing there.
This is why I don't go to the coast.
Well, the thing is that, you know, when you swim in the ocean, you risk getting bit by a shark. And people don't get bit or die from being bitten. They die from blood loss. As you can see how much blood she's lost just as we've been watching this. That's a lot of blood.
This is about...
Now, she did live.
She
did live. This woman did. They were able to strap off her leg to stop most of the bleeding. And she was taken to the emergency room. And I think they had helicopters. A helicopter came and got her or something. But so, you know,
it's more of a black tip shark.
Yeah, I think it was a black tip shark. That's what I think.
We call them reef sharks. They're really delicious if you catch them, but when they catch you like that, it's a life altering event. I've caught one off of Indian Point Pier before, and it's tasty.
Well, how big was it? The one you got?
4.5 feet, 4 feet. It was almost my size. It was about 49, 50 inches. And I had to stabilize it on the dock and not let it get away, not let it twist itself around to bite me because it's got no bone structure. They can just like whip their head right around to the back of their tail. So you got to be very careful.
Because they're cartilage. The only bones that sharks have is in their jaws where their teeth grow.
Their teeth. That's it.
Yeah, the rest of their body's cartilage. That's why you don't find bones, shark bones.
Once we hacked the shark apart, I had to basically straddle the damn thing and cut it because I had an ugly, like a Walmart knife on me. It was able to cut through it. I was really surprised. And once the shark's head was taken off, it was still like articulating and moving and such. That kind of weirded me out. And then my buddy says, "Come on, stake it." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, cut it into beats so we can wrap it up and take it home. So we did that.
I love shark. I've had shark, a couple different kinds of shark. And it's pretty good. So, but I love seafood. So, you know, I've had squid. I've had octopus. I've had quite a few different things that have been pretty good. But yeah, that was a big thing to me because I've never heard of 4 people in one day being bit in the Gulf.
I think it was the same shark from what they're saying. I mean,
it probably was. And they didn't catch it.
No.
So
I remember when that surfer girl that was like 12 years old was surfing and she got her limb ripped off by a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her uncle wrestled the shark up onto the shore and killed it. I remember that. More news on France. Zero Hedge is reporting that might not be good for Le Pen right now. Leftist coalition set for shock victory in French election because they've got all the illegals over there and the immigrants and all that. Le Pen limps to third behind Macron. And last minute range broad left wing coalition is a new popular front, was leading a tight French legislative election on Sunday ahead of Emmanuel Macron and Le Pen's rightists. Their following the projection is Left Alliance set for 150 to 215. Macron set for 150 to 182, and Le Pen has the least amount of seats. And so they mobilized the people that were rioting and that were upset, and they gave them what they needed in order to funnel them to the voting booths. And that's pretty much what could happen here. That could be us in November.
Macron's wife?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, because when isn't Macron the one that was with Biden when he got ushered off the stage and he was having to greet our veterans?
Yes.
Well, I heard so many people talking about his wife, about, oh my God, she looked like, she looked hideous and she had an awful wig on and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked her up and she was like 20 years younger than him or older than him. So he had an older woman as a wife.
I think that's by design. I think he wants that because that way, whenever he's in his 60s, he can bury her. Oh, she died, she's 80, and then he can get like that 40-year-old that has been growing up and she wants to have a daddy socialist husband, and that fat insurance payoff whenever he kicks a bucket. I think it's by design.
Like that, maybe, I don't know.
Not quite right.
Or he likes the opposite sex and he uses her as to look like he's straight.
That's a disturbing thought, but very possible. Very possible.
I'm just saying. But that's what made first thing I thought of was, why would someone marry somebody that looked that much different, that much older? And why would they do it? I mean, what would they get out of it? Especially when there's a person running a whole country. And I was thinking, well, it looks good. It makes you look better. Just like the Clintons, they ran for office in Arkansas and they lost. And then so she had a baby and then they won. Even though I was told way back that she was a lesbian and she just married him, to move up. So
I don't know if she was a lesbian, but I know she's always been hungry for power. She had some Republican.
Well, I've been told she was a lesbian and that she only had a kid because she had to be able to get, higher up in office and stuff like that. And it paid off, even though, you saw what their kid looked like.
Yeah. So, I mean,
oh well.
It's Hubbard's kid, I think. I don't think it's Bill's kid.
I don't know. I can't really tell by looking at her who she looks like, but she yeah, maybe.
Anyway, this is news in France, and this is kind of just a precursor what we could have happen in November. They had a bunch of riots because Le Pen was doing good, and so out come the angry acid attacks and Molotov cocktails. They burned the shit out of France 2 weekends ago. This lady pointed out to me, he's like, dude, Europe's lost. I said, I know Europe's lost. It sucks. But we have things will return to normal in France. They will be led by a leftist coalition that will ruin that country and make sure they never again experience freedom again.
Yeah. Well, maybe people in America pay attention to what's happening to the other countries. Maybe they'll want and say, well, we're the last free country, so we can either fight for the freedom or we can just become one of them. I don't want to be one of them.
No.
I want to be free. I want my family and my children and great grandkids one day to be free.
I want big fucking guns. That's what I want. All right, so here's William Hubble and his daughter, Chelsea Clinton. Don't know exactly what the specifications were at the time, but this is what the dark web and the conspiracy theorists have thought for the past 10 years, because you look at this ugly guy and you look at this ugly thing, and
look at Hillary.
Hillary is like that that sexual conquest that you don't look at. You just blow your kids into it and like, I'm done. You don't look at her. You don't. You
I don't understand. That's I guess because I'm not a guy. How
You're not
does
a
a
guy.
guy
You're
have
a
sex
lady.
with
You're
something
sweet,
that
soft.
you want to put a bag over their head, but you can still get turned on?
Hillary
Why?
Clinton.
How
This
does
is
that
how they
work?
made Chelsea. That's it. This is POV of Chelsea being created. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
I think I understand, but don't you have to have arousal for some point to get
There's
going?
pills for that. There's pills for that.
I don't get it. I just don't
I don't
understand.
get it either. I don't understand why. Like, I can understand why Bill couldn't get it up and he threw in his buddy. Stunt penis, go.
Oh,
They've never fucking.
testosterone is a hell of a drug. Lady, you're so funny.
That's what doggy's for.
That's for doggy style. Sports. You don't have to look her in the face. Oh, that's terrible. But yeah, I maybe you're right. That's a good reason to do it. I always thought. Never mind. I won't say.
Go ahead.
No, no, I shouldn't say it. That's why women want ponytails. I don't know if you get that or not. But
So I got two more things I want to share, and then after that, if you don't have much else to share, we'll call it a day because it's just kind of like it's a Sunday, and
improv.
Next week we'll talk
that
about
was funny.
first, but there's a for those of you that follow AI news,
Mm-hmm.
NVIDIA is one of the leaders in AI news that's coming out. I don't know if they're actually an AI leader.
Yeah.
But they just got a downgrade. They surged over the last year and a half, and now they're talking about they kind of are hitting skids. AI fueled bubble. It took 23 days for NVIDIA to add $1 trillion in the market cap. Have Goldman's chief equity strategist David Kostin saying to the clients, Q2 earnings will be a massively high bar to beat, and that's the day of reckoning for the investors. So
the AI, you're talking about artificial intelligence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They're talking about how they're going to downgrade this stock because it's slowing down. They're not seeing the same strides for the future they had the last couple quarters, and so they're doing a health check.
Is it because you think there's too much competition now?
Not too much competition, but I don't see how they're valuing AI stocks to be something better than a productivity stock. AI isn't exactly a tangible thing. It provides you with some information, but it gets a lot of information wrong. Just ask it to paint you a picture and it'll fuck up. It'll give you people with 6 fingers and multiple arms and just not the way that.
Oh, that's right. It sure does still do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You think they'll ever fix that?
Eventually, but I'll be dead before it's completely fixed, and I'll be happy. I don't give a shit. I don't use AI. I'm not my friends who are like, oh, I use Grok or I go to Chat GTP. Or
I've never used it. I've never used Grok.
I don't believe that it's worth a shit. You know, I'd rather go out and find the information myself and research off 3 or 4 websites before I say something. But they're downgrading NVIDIA stock. It's not as much of a buy as it was a year and a half, 2 years ago. And they're the strongest franchise for AI data centers. Near-term expectations and valuation, you need a more prudent view on their stock. So they're talking to Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing, advanced micro devices, and both stocks have upsides, and both are based in high scenarios. The New Street set a 1-year price target of $135 for NVIDIA compared with Friday's close of $125.83. So it's not the big money maker everybody wanted it to be, and that just is how it is. Elsewhere in stock or in information is this piece of shit, Klaus Schwab, and he told delegates in China last week that humanity needs to be forced into collaboration with globalist elites. Speaking at the WEF's annual meeting of new champions, often dubbed as Summer
So
Davos.
basically, what he's saying is we all need to be turned into slaves.
Yeah.
Right.
In order to drive
What
the fourth industrial revolution, that's a key word you need to get used to hearing. You hear that? That's a key word where they're talking about you losing your liberties, you losing your ability to choose things, losing your liberty to where you can't drive an extra 20 miles to get a good pizza or to get food you really want. You have to take, have this bug supplement instead. It's got protein. And here, try this Brondo. It's got electrolytes. Plants crave it. You can pee on the plants.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
they're trying to drive their agenda home very aggressively. And to drive future economic growth, let me do this right. To drive future economic growth, we must embrace innovation and force a collaboration across sectors, regions, nations, and cultures to create a more peaceful, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient future, Schwab proclaimed. He added, at this critical juncture, the active participation of all stakeholders is essential to ensure a sustainable development path.
Yeah, that sounds like world domination.
Yeah, because it's not leading a nation or even a side have the domination of it. It's giving up your autonomy, giving up your identity just so you can lower emissions nationwide.
Yeah, so join the hive mind and you'll be happy. You'll have nothing, but you'll be happy because you'll be a hive mind and we tell you you're happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm speaking about limits of growth, which many may have interpreted as an endorsement of depopulation. We also believe in eugenics. Did you know that I'm German? My name is Schwab. He's the architect of so-called Great Reset, and this is something that has been pervasive, especially therefore after November of 2020 when this guy got a bigger podium to speak from because he could now speak to Americans without having Trump beat the shit out of him in social arenas. But he needs to be pushing up worm food, and I don't mince words. I want men like this to die. I want men like this to die with their ideas, and I'm happy with Marxists to be buried. Marxism is just a shitty fucking theology. They replace religion with a man-made religion, and it's a shitty religion at that because you can't trust each other. You can't trust each other to do the right thing. It's going to strangle food development, economic growth, energy usage. It's going to destroy Western civilization. We're going to go back to what other cultures want, where we're at 780, and they want us to be like that. And this is not the way the world's supposed to be. We're supposed to continually be refining things. We're supposed to learn how to make oil work better and how to optimize it further in another generation. Coal is there for a reason. It's meant to be cheap power source material. China loves coal plants, by the way. He's not speaking to China about get rid of your coal plants. He's talking about this, using it as a platform to broadcast to Western civilization. But he's not going to do anything to China because they're the ones that are basically funding him with no problem. The CCP loves giving him money because he opens his mouth and he targets Western civilization, not the CCP. He's just a piece of shit, and I can't wait for him to be room temperature. Fuck him. Fuck people that think like him.
Yeah. What's sad is the people that are used to having handouts and just going through the drive-thru for every meal, not knowing what's in or what's on your burger, whether it's made with crickets or, the breading is made with crickets or worms or, earthworms, protein, any of that. They don't care because they just eat it and say, well, it does taste a little different, but I like it, so.
Do you have any other stories that you want to share?
No.
None? Really?
I'm done. Yeah. I've been too busy listening to your stuff to keep looking for stuff. I mean, from our the shit show chat. That's where I've been getting my stuff because I post everything in there. Oh, did you see this? Oh, here's something. I forgot about this one. Kim.com posted this. Let me pause it. And then I'm going to bring it up because I don't know if you saw it or not.
Let me see.
It shows the pure racism of Biden.
Oh, I've already seen this clip, but some of you have not.
Did you share it? Yeah. This is a pretty, I mean, just watch this poor girl's face.
Yeah.
Here she thinks that this group of people that put her up front to hold this sign because she's the token black girl, right? To show that black people, she's prominently in front, that black people love Biden. They're going to vote for him. And then you have the white and the Hispanic people all around the black woman, right? Mm-hmm. And he's hugging people and stuff. And then he just bypasses her like she's not even there. And she looks right at him and he ignores her. And it's as plain as day. And you can see the disappointment on her face. So I'm going to play it. Let me, I don't know. Can I make it bigger or not?
You have to make it bigger.
Yeah, hold on.
And mute that.
Yeah, let me turn that off. Hold on. Sorry. I didn't know there was music. There we go.
All right.
See, you don't need to hear it. All you got to do is watch.
Yeah, this poor girl.
It's like you didn't even look at her when she was smiling.
Look right through her.
He looked right past her to the woman behind her wearing the vagina and ovary earrings. I noticed that. It's plain as day. That's what's on her earrings, or her vagina and her ovaries. But see, look, she's still standing there and he just ignores her.
I mean, that I basically got the same treatment when John McCain came to Decatur, Illinois back in 2004.
And see the Asian guy too, right behind her. He basically got ignored, the Chinese guy or whatever. But look at her. You could tell that she was like, hey, you know, all she was put there for was to hold that sign for a photo op to make everything look good. You see, he just totally walked right past her like she didn't exist. And look how she's so embarrassed. I feel bad for her.
She's realizing her folly. And now she's not black because she ain't voting for Joe.
Well, I guess not.
I had the same shit happen to me in 2004 when John McCain was trying to get some steam built up, and he actually won one of the primaries starting off the campaign season because he did not want to see Bush get, a second term. He was trying to get out there, and he was good on camera until somebody else stood next to him. Then you realize what a shrimp you are, you little broken piece of shit. And when I met the guy, there was like two people in front of me. There's two people in front of me, and we're all trying to shake his hand because we're all young college Republicans. And he doesn't want to shake anybody's hand. He just wants to get back in the limo. There's only 20 of us. Oh, fuck this. I'm out. And it's like, really? You little fucking pile of shit? And then whenever I came back to Corpus Christi and I learned that he crashed a plane out of Kingsville because he couldn't fly, he's just a little party boy. I'm going to talk shit about little boy McCain for the rest of my life because he was the worst fucking senator that ever came out of Arizona. And his daddy made sure that he got in the Navy, and he made sure his little boy made pilot, but he couldn't fly where the fuck. He lost 3 planes over the course of his life. He did a wet start on the forestall. That contributed greatly to the fire. Before he even got assigned to the forestall, he crashed a fucking trainer plane from Kingsville in fucking Nueces County Bay. And then he got shot down. So, fuck you, John McCain. You ain't no fucking pilot. Now you're dead. Fuck you.
Well, I understand you. I understand where you're at. My dad never liked him either, but I wanted to share this with everyone because it's really adorable. But I'm going to I make sure the sound's on and everything so you can hear it.
She got a bakery there.
Yeah, but just listen to the kid. The kid's at the door. This is what's so great about Ring Doorbell, right? Now listen to this.
Mom. Yeah, puppy. Do we have a cat? No, why would you say we have a cat? Because Dad last night was saying, oh, I'm going to beat that kitty, baby. Why would Dad even want to hurt a cat?
What are you listening to? What happened? Nobody was listening to
You need to be in bed, all right?
Ma, do we have a cat?
No,
I just love this
Dad
thing.
last night was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna beat that kitty, baby." Why would Dad even want to hurt a cat?
what are you
Did you see him spit out his drink?
Yeah, I saw that.
Kids, see, everyone needs to be a parent. They need to find out what it's like to be embarrassed by your kid. And it was on their Ring doorbell too, so I thought it was great. I just loved it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going through all these things now because you kept asking me, so I can't help it. That was just funny. This is stuff that I share in our private DMs. For the shit show chat people. This is the kind of stuff. I can't help myself, but it was really funny.
Remember
Go ahead.
remember back when black people didn't use the N-word, since they say now it's racist? Yeah, me neither. Pepperidge Farm, can't remember. Me
Okay,
as a
hold on.
child.
I'm going to pause this. Now, this is the video, if you guys want to see it, the actual video that I played the other night that they put the tag underneath, saying the climate change thing. If you guys want to see it, the actual news
Sure.
report.
I got a meme review that we're going to do off of a Twitter thread, but go ahead and throw your item up there.
Okay, hold on. Whoops. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm so bad at this. I keep forgetting what to click on. Oh, one of these days I'll get, this was 42 years ago, and I just thought it was great. See, this whole thing, and I read some of it from 42 years ago. This was on an actual news channel, and you'll recognize this guy from CBS. Okay, and I'm going to make it bigger. Yeah. Okay, now let's watch this. This is funny.
Up a hearing here in Washington today. For years, scientists have theorized about the dangers of the so-called greenhouse effect, the warming of the Earth's atmosphere due to the burning of coal and oil. And in recent months, as David Culhane reports, research has uncovered facts to support that theory.
Many scientists claim that the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere has been rising over the past 100 years, that the great sheets of pack ice in Antarctica are melting at a much more rapid rate than previously. And finally, that the sea level has been rising with increasing swiftness over the past 40 years. If these scientists are correct, about 25% of Florida would be flooded, along with low-lying areas all over the world. Climate changes could produce widespread disruption of agriculture. The American farm belt might be too dry, and the wheat and corn crops would have to move to Canada. Scientists blame the odorless, colorless carbon dioxide gas for these potentially dangerous changes around the planet. It is the greenhouse effect. The gas allows sunlight to filter down and warm the Earth. But like the glass of a greenhouse, the carbon dioxide tends to trap heat so that it cannot rise into space. The scientists maintain that the coal, oil, and gas we've been burning for 100 years have produced more and more carbon dioxide and helped overheat the Earth. Now, some political leaders endorse the demands for more CO2 monitoring stations, like this one in Hawaii. And they share the anger of the scientists at Reagan administration budget cuts at a time when they feel closer to getting definitive answers.
We are not doing the kind of research that we should be doing to determine whether or not these scientists who are so alarmed are correct in their assessment.
And what they find out will affect the lives and fortunes of millions of people, the very survival of cities like this one. David Culhane, CBS News, New York.
See, but they're still spreading this rhetoric. They're still saying the exact same shit that they said 40 something years ago. And people are still buying homes on the coast and all that. The thing is, it's a CO2. Well, guess what? The more plants you plant, plants drink in that and spit out oxygen, what we need to breathe. So you should plant more trees, plant more greens in your yard. Grow big gardens, all these things that all sucks out the bad and gives us good stuff back into our atmosphere. That's why we have plants. That's why we have trees. So when we found out about all the trees being cut down, what did most of us do in the United States? We started planting trees. We got companies like Weyerhaeuser, that grow whole plantations of trees to replace the ones they cut down and make paper with. So I don't know. This kind of stuff is bullshit. And this fact that they're trying to scare kids today still, that their homes are going to flood and that we're going to run out of food because we have dust storms and stuff like that, not enough rain, is lies. Okay. But now they're saying instead of growing crops or having cows, we'll just make our own fake meat and our own fake fruits and vegetables. We don't even need food. Okay. I don't know what planet these people are on, but they're all crazy. This is all crazy talk. And they've been saying it for all this time. So the fact that they didn't take my channel down, thank God. They just gave me a little thing at the bottom to show that, yeah, it's real, even though it's their shit, their propaganda that I played from 40-something years ago. I just thought it was hilarious. But yeah, they're still doing it.
Here's a meme. Them stick with Biden, as it would be a real pain to reprint all those ballots they've already filled out.
Oh,
That's from
I
the
like
Babylon
that.
Bee. That's an article.
Where is this at?
I'll get you the link here and I'll throw it in chat.
Okay, because I wanna share that on my timeline.
There you go.
Thanks. I like it.
Me trying to figure out how banning abortion will lead to people getting abortions illegally, but banning guns will lead to ending the gun crimes.
Mm-hmm. Not.
The biggest problem undergirding our civilization's collapse is the brainwashing of nitwits into believing they're genuine or they're geniuses because they regurgitate institutional propaganda. Yeah. Feminists reading the book, Women Are Equal to Men and Men Are Trash. Which is it going to be?
Oh, I can't find it.
I just put it in the chat for you, hon.
No, I know I copied it and went to it, but it took me to his page, but it's not that exact meme. Is it in the comments from the one with
in the comments? We're going through the comments because it's
okay.
one of those memes that says, hey, give me all your memes. So they posted memes. My husband made me his pregnant wife for breakfast because I'm making an athlete, not a fragile soy boy. Look, all that beef and eggs. Yum. Smartest man he knows. That might be another good way to launder money, Dad. Remember these kids at the store? I do. Well, they grew up now. Just need somebody with a steamroller.
Yeah, a few people with steamrollers.
Not a robot. Select all the squares with parasites. There's Obama, Fauci, old Joe, Nancy Pelosi with the eyebrows, and the cackler. When you try to take a 20-minute power nap and you wake up 8 hours later wondering what century you're in. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
They've never heard of computers. Kathy Hochul bringing the Bronx the gift of fire. She'll be giving them Tupperware parties too. The only way out of poverty is with more freedom. Abraham Millet. Love that man. Before meeting Joe Biden, after meeting Joe Biden. And here's labor getting the door battered in by reform. Good stuff. So most people have no idea how thin the line is between for your safety and for your enslavement. They don't get it.
Mm-mm.
So Biden is trying a new strategy. My son Beau died building the wall.
That's terrible.
And before the 70s, this is where we would put the woke mental institutions. Now we give them the ability to have a voting identification card and a bus pass. We ship them wherever we need a riot. The only place my tax dollars should go is back into my own pocket. Taxation is theft. What, Nick Neck? Little Golden Books presents Tale.
Terrible.
If you could have sex with a famous celebrity, alive or dead, which would it be? Alive.
I would alive.
Preferably alive.
But I was going to say definitely alive.
Anna Nicole Smith is still dead, so no. Gene says therapy is evil because it's an attempt to recreate the Catholic confession, but instead of talking to a priest, you talk to a white woman about who voted for Joe Biden. That's terrible. Vogue magazine has Joe Biden on the cover again.
Yeah.
Joe will run whether he likes
Cooper.
it. It is Alice Cooper. It's just
Oh,
Alice Cooper makes a good Jill Biden.
yeah.
Remember, communism killed 100 million people. Actually, a lot more if you include Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this will stop climate change. The science is settled. What are you, a denier?
Yeah, that's basically what we're at right now.
When you've done your taxes and you still owe Ukraine $15,000. Coming in April next year.
Yeah. Hopefully not, but
Venus flytraps can live on sunlight and soil nutrients alone, but every morning they wake up and choose violence. By the power of White Girl, I am offended on your behalf. At least they use the old Shira, the good Shira.
mhm.
So why does inclusiveness include everything except the opposing views?
Ooh, I like that one.
I went back in time once, killed Jenkins. Everybody was all, if you could travel back in time, would you kill Jenkins as a baby? Meanwhile, I get back, nobody thanks me, and they're all going on about some Hitler fellow. Jenkins was a real monster. Yeah, kids asking, what's 2 + 2? Pay attention to today's syllabus, kid. We're talking about penises and vaginas, boobs and stuff, and how the inclusiveness is good for everyone. Hug me,
Yeah.
I'm gay. Don't mind my Peter. It's got a heart on. Fucking disgusting bastard.
Terrible.
It's cheaper to deport than support. Oh, that's a great shirt.
Yeah, we need to order one.
Jeeves, write that down. We need to order those shirts. You wanted to be a sanctuary city, but now you're overwhelmed with crime and budget problems. Me, I promise I won't get all political. 3 drinks later. This is
Yeah.
Janet. One glass of wine.
Yep, one glass of wine for me. I don't even have to drink. That bad.
You know, this is kind of false because it says World War III starts, and here's the feminists making a pie. The
Well,
apron.
that's what they're saying. They're saying that they're going to turn into the wives that want to be home and take care of their kids. 'Cause
Yeah, but
instead of being fighting side by side with a man, they're going to become housewives. That's what it means. Because they're not real feminists. They just
No.
pretend to be a feminist.
I mean, that right there is attractive. Most feminists are not attractive. Most feminists look like what's in my toilet bowl on the side of the porcelain.
Well, look at what's her name? OC or whatever? OAC?
AOC.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at her.
She's
Guys
cute.
are always talking about they'll boink her, they'll sleep with her, even though that they call her horse mouth and stuff like
She's-
that, but they still think she's
cute,
attractive.
but I mean, if you're into horses, that's like your girl right there.
So,
Back when I was a
guys
kid,
will
back
sleep
in
with anything.
Scranton,
That's why liberals are born, because more liberals make liberals.
when I was a kid back in Scranton, a wheel fell off my canoe, which made me wonder how many pancakes fit in a doghouse. No one, because ice cream doesn't have bones.
That's terrible, but so funny. And your voice you did really good at his voice.
So we got the Venn diagram of Pfizer, the gay fucking shit, and Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Pfizer and the gay shit is less babies. The gay shit and Planned Parenthood is less babies.
Babies.
Planned Parenthood and Pfizer is less babies. And what do they all have in common? Zero humans.
Yeah.
Would you die for your gun rights? Someone's going to.
I love his tropical shirt. It almost looks like a tropical shirt.
Let me get this straight. You think there are no trans children? It's always the parents? I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not. It's great. That's a great meme right there. It's been recycled a couple times, but it works. All right. Where's my Catholics at? Prepare to get pissed. World's first lesbian bishop calls for church to remove crosses and to install a Muslim prayer space. The Bishop of Stockholm has proposed a church in her diocese to remove all signs of the cross and put down markings showing the direction to Mecca for the benefit of Muslim worshippers.
Inclusion keeps you from getting your head chopped off, apparently.
I'm gonna get
At
her
least
head
that's
chopped
what
off.
she thinks.
You're gonna chop her hands off and bruise her esophagus, whether or not she wants it. Carl makes this nice little meme for Twitter. Luke 11:21. When a strong man fully armed guards his own palace, his goods are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Even God approves the Second Amendment. So this is what 81 million votes looks like. Not 81 million voters, 81 million votes.
Yeah.
Our Spanglish lesson for the day from Maria Isabella says, El retardo.
That's funny.
Leading cause of coincidence. We talked about that earlier.
For sure.
Oh my God, the Christians are going to take over the government and impose their religion on everyone. Sorry, Silly Jack.
Oh, it's terrible.
And for the ladies, here's a picture of Keanu. A little bit of AI uniform work.
Yeah.
And here's the 6-fingered hand.
Yeah.
Here's the gun Here's the gun that I don't know what the fuck is going on with these guns and these hands. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, just don't look at the hands.
Don't look at the hands if it's AI art. That's all. Local carpenter continues to spread disinformation deemed harmful by religious experts. Get up, Lazarus. You're not dead. Not yet. I need a man who's 6'2" and athletic.
That's horrible, but funny as shit. That is so funny. Oh, that's funny.
Let's see who the real culprit is. And he's got the Patriot front mask on. He rips it off, and it's the Department of Justice, FBI. If you better
That's
put that
funny.
back on. People are telling me, you can't listen to heavy metal forever.
Me laughing.
Be the man you want your son to become. Yes.
Very good. That's a good one.
Wake up, human. It's 3 a.m. My bowl's empty again. I'm bored, so I'm going to run back and forth across the floor. I don't know. I'd rather hear the cat jam on the guitar, but I guess either one's going to happen. The Patriot front.
Patriot back.
If Jesus did this today, where he's flipping tables and ripping the vendors out of the temple, some Christian would tell him that's not what Jesus would do. This is the Jesus I want you all to try to be like, okay? All right, it's time to abolish the Catholic school system in Ontario. That fucking hurts my brain. Fucking hurts my brain. Oh, it's based all right, based on the Word of God. A couple of cool stories about me by my students. Yeah, it's basically the Bible. Marty, we have to go back to the year 1913, December 23rd, to set the creation of the Federal Reserve. And by the way, if you see a convention up ahead with Christopher Lloyd, make sure you go to it. That way you can go enjoy Christopher Lloyd's handshake one last time.
Yeah, I got to.
Here's Stair Force One.
Oh, it's a
No.
toilet. It's also a toilet.
Yeah. I mean, his pants are already a toilet, but that's whatever.
My God, that's disgusting.
Some people have the most annoying fan bases. You got the Swifties, the Marxists, the Obama lovers, and these fucking Moloch Baal worshiping pieces of shit. Fuck these guys. Government can't impose morality. Sorry, Moses. Can't be showing those off. My first political job, sitting on Speaker Willie Brown's staff.
Oh my God, that is so funny. It's terrible, but funny.
Same people saying that Trump's going to be a dictator, putting you on a watch list for buying a Bible or Catcher in the Rye.
Mm-hmm.
So, gun-free zones are places where criminals come and they riddle it with bullets. A concealed carry zone would prevent that.
Yep.
If you have questions, look at Uvalde.
Yep.
This is what happens when you play death metal for your friends that say, I listen to everything. Who doesn't hate this? When you wake up sleepier than when you went to bed. But this is a
happens to
scam.
me a lot.
So World War III starts and they get the draft going because now everybody can get drafted. This is before the draft gets reinstated and after. Some things have came back. Here's the government pouring lies through the media and funneling them into the taxpayer.
Yep. All the time.
This will be the last meme we look at. I'm getting a request. Defund the police. All cops are bastards. We just need more social workers. Oh my God, somebody's shooting at us. Somebody call the police. That's great. That really is great.
See, I told you, X isn't as bad as you used to be. It is getting better. Getting better selection of people on there. More rights.
I got one more. Well, the next one is actually a banger. It's a boomer, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Famous last. Just a tiny fart. Nobody will hear it. My ass. PHX sound system installed.
Oh, yeah. That's what you think every time you think it's going to be a silent one.
For some odd reason, the Rothschilds are.
As it isn't.
Let's see. They're talking about the Rothschilds on here. Oh, yeah. They got rid of Saddam Hussein because Saddam and Iran and North Korea did not have a central bank that was owned by the Rothschilds. So that's why we've had wars for the past 30 years. It's just the Rothschilds puppeteering people and forcing them to go get rid of certain individuals that are in power because they don't trust the central banking system, which,
Yeah.
That's why they're going after Putin. It's no other reason. Putin is a target because he does not like the Rothschild-owned bank. That's it. Here's Jacob
Oh, I
Rothschild.
remember that movie.
Yes, that's the Dark Crystal.
We need
It's
to
also
watch that.
Rothschild. Yes,
We need to do it one day.
we have watched that. We have reviewed this, I thought.
No,
No?
we have not reviewed it yet.
Really?
Yeah, you need to go through your list and look, because I go through it over and over saying what we need to do and which ones. And we have not done the Dark Crystal. We did Legends. We did Legend.
Okay.
With Tim Curry.
I thought we've done this. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. But look how many movies we've done. We've done shit tons of them. It's
Hey,
been
sort of
great though.
Yeah, we need to do our 2-year here pretty soon. Oh God. Lady just popped something up. Let me go pull the link on that.
You can type that in, right? I can look it up. The Dark Crystal, the Girl Guy in a movie.
Yeah, so.
And it's not on there. I'm going to look it up though, real quick.
Okay, so he said 250 yen. The Netflix series for the Dark Crystal was actually pretty good, but they canceled it because it did not have any DEI in it.
Yeah, I just typed it in. I'm looking, and there is nothing. There is. We have not done this movie.
Okay. We will be reviewing that.
Yeah, we definitely need to do it. It's a good movie.
Lady just shared with me something.
Yeah, we haven't done Labyrinth either.
But Christianity has become so weak in the West, it's laughable. You'd never see a Muslim say something like that.
You are not going to believe this.
If Jesus were here today, he would be a clinic escort, distracting women from the hatred of the protesters.
What?
Or an abortion doula, holding women's hands and offering support and love as they end their pregnancies. If Jesus were giving his sermon today, he might also have said, "Blessed are those who end pregnancies,
Lord have mercy.
for they will be known for their loving kindness."
And this is a prime example of why Christianity says that women shouldn't be pastors. 1 Timothy, but I do not allow women to teach or exercise authority over a man, but to remain silent. For it was Adam who was first created, and then Eve.
To the right, from the front to the back, then it's back to the right, to the left.
I don't agree with that. Just because she's a woman doesn't mean that what she said was right or wrong. What she said was wrong because it goes against everything the Bible stands for, period. And I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with it. So that's bullshit what the guy said at the end. I don't believe that. But what she said was bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of times women pastors don't have the same
No, I don't. I'm not saying that women should be pastors or not. What I'm saying is that women should tell their man what to do and what not to do if she thinks that he's making a wrong choice. That's why you have wives and husbands as partners side by side to make better decisions for each other and help each other through your relationship and through your life to make better choices. Especially if you see one that's making bad choices. That's what you're supposed to do. What are you supposed to just sit in the corner and let them make buttloads of mistakes? No, if you love them, you're there for them. You help them make good decisions. Yeah. So that what that guy said was wrong. I don't agree with them.
I think that lady just spoke blasphemy.
Yeah, me too. I can't believe that she didn't get struck by lightning. Why she was
standing be in the same
there.
church as her. I know that damn much. I would get hit by lightning if I went in there.
If I was in a church and a pastor, a woman or man, had said something like that, or what you said earlier about Jesus not knocking things over and stuff in the front of the temple, when he did that, I would have got up and left, because I would have said, would have been my faith showing everyone in the church that I didn't agree with what this person was saying. It's going against what Scripture says. So I would have left, and I wouldn't attend a church that preached that kind of stuff. See, it's the people that sit there and pretend that they either didn't understand what they were said, what they were told, or they cover for their pastor or whatever, is why so many children were molested for so long in these churches, things like that. Because they just say, well, we don't want to put a stain on our church. We'll just put them in this other church and let them molest those people's kids instead. See, that's disgusting. Jesus wouldn't approve of that either. Jesus would have went in and started slapping the shit out of that guy if he'd known he was molesting a kid. That's the Jesus I know. He's a warrior. He wasn't a wuss. At least that's how I see it. And maybe someone might think I'm a terrible person for saying that, but the Jesus I know would fight for children.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. He wouldn't let them get blended up and then siphoned out through a vacuum. All right, Jeremy. Jeremy's got a little flash game that he did for like 4th of July. It's something he's taken part of for the past few years. I've played with it a little bit. There's a link for it if you want to play with it as well. It's a little flash game. Doesn't look like there's any malicious code on that website. But if you want to check that out, there's a link for that. It's not going to cost you anything. It looks like it's kind of fun. Anyway, it also might be boring as hell. I only fucked with it for like a minute, so forgive me on that. Janet, you'll be back next week with some more shit show goodness, right? Thursday and Friday night?
Yeah, Thursday and Friday. Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
It didn't ring up as a virus with a vast soy-based.
And then next Saturday will be us playing again, right?
Yep, we'll be playing in the
Sunday. We'll have a movie
campaign. You guys are still in Stoneholm, maybe not for much longer. And then Sunday we are watching a movie called Screamers with Peter Weller and Jennifer Rubin. And then we talk about that about 2:00 next week at this time.
And you guys will be able to join us if you want. If you haven't seen Screamers, because I haven't seen it, you can watch it with us in Discord if you're interested.
It's a neat little movie. It's another movie with based on a novella by Philip K. Dick. So if you like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, or if you thought Scanner Darkly was good, if you enjoy those things, this is something that you might enjoy as well. I love this movie that we're going to be watching. I've seen it a lot in my life since '97, and I kick myself for not seeing it at a theater because I saw it at Northgate Cinema as I drove by on 51 in Decatur, and that was the last movie that they showed before they closed down, and I did not go see it. It would have been a lot of fun because at the time, I think the CGI would have been nice to watch. Now, the CGI in that movie is terrible, but that's okay because the CGI is not the main reason you watch it. The main reason you watch it is to see Peter Weller lose his shit, and for the story and for the amazing work they do with practical effects. Do not look at the CGI. It's not good. But everything else in that movie, fantastic. All right. Janet, you want to walk us out of here?
Well, I was going to say thank you to everyone who stopped in and shared anything in the chat with us, because without you guys, we don't have a show. And this was just us two just wanting to get together because we hadn't talked to each other and hung out, and we just wanted to talk about a few things and hang out with everybody. And it was nice to see a lot of you in the chat, and I hope you had a good time. I hope we entertained you for a short amount of time at least. So, and thank you guys.
Be well, guys. We'll see you again here next week, starting Saturday night. If you follow Janet, which you should, you'll be hanging out with her on Thursday and out throughout the week on X. Thank you. Be well.
Bye-bye.